Hello, and I'm going to do, this is a boss ranking for Mario Advance. I hope you enjoy. So, for number 7 on this list, it's going to be Hawkmouth, and it's just basically one of those floating mask enemies, but now you can hit it. That's really all. And for number 6, we have Fry Guy. Now, the reason why Fry Guy is up here is basically because he's one of the easiest bosses. And that's really disappointing because a lot of the other bosses in this list have at least killed me. Now, Fry Guy has damaged me in the past, and technically he's harder than Claw Grip. But with Fry Guy, he was supposed to be kind of like a creation, supposedly from Wart, but I really didn't feel like it was an interesting creation. Like, it was a mask, and then bubbles, and it was like some sort of creation, and it just didn't really feel like an interesting creature to fight. Especially since the phase was really easy. It was honestly the second phase which was harder, which it's the only boss that actually has a second phase, but for such a lackluster boss, it's number 6. And for number 5, that would be Claw Grip. Now, there's a few reasons why Claw Grip is this high instead of Fry Guy. One, he's one of the first original bosses in this game. If you do not know, Super Mario Adventure was created as like a remix version of this other game called Doki Doki Panic. So, and they make a few changes regarding some of the animations and bosses, and what the main one, besides one of the later bosses we'll get into, is Claw Viper. Or Claw Grip, sorry. And so that's one of the main reasons why he's up here. The second main reason why he's up here is because he's clearly an upgraded version of those little claw enemies you find in the original Super Mario minigames. And he's upgraded by Wart. And I thought that was really cool. Plus, I love that they just gave him a pirate accent. His fight is super easy, but it's a very goofy and fun fight, and I liked it quite a bit. And so, for number 4, we have Mouser. And the main reason why he's just this high is because 1, his fight is incredible, 2, his design is great, and like you can really get a sense of who his character is as being like a mouse bandit thing. And his fun is really chaotic and really fun, especially for the beginning of the game. It's a really chaotic and fun challenge. The main reason why he's not like closer to number 1 though is because he is fought twice, which kind of hurts his boss status. This is why Birdo is just not going to be on this list, because you fight her like 50 billion times in this game, so she doesn't really count as a boss. She's more of a mini boss. But Mouser does show up in the end of level 1 and level 6, I believe. So his boss status, while it's still intact, kind of gets weakened by having to fight him again. But he's still an incredible fight. For number 3, we have Triclad, and honestly, the reason why I like this fight so much is because I'm fighting Hydra. The fight is hard, especially for a noob like me, but this guy's voice quote is so cool, and his design is super cool, and his fight is pretty hard, so that's why he's this high, and I just personally like Hydras. For number 2, we have Robo Birdie, and I thought this was such a cool addition. This is one of the added bosses from Doki Doki Super, where they replaced a Robo Birdo for, they replaced the boss we just fought with Robo Birdo, and we get Roboberto. And she's honestly just an amazing fight. For one, she actually has 2 attacks. Technically she has 3, but one of those is to, like, hurt, is the way she gets damaged. And that's not really a hard attack to avoid, it's more of hard to grab. But regardless, the design of it is a really cool fight. The fight itself is pretty difficult, and it's really cool because you already fought Birdo like at least 10 times by this point. So I like to imagine that Birdo's in this suit and she's like ready to go all out. It's a really fun fight, and it's probably one of the better designed bosses in this game. But it doesn't really hold a candle to Wart, which, as you can guess, the final boss and the #1 slot on this is Wart. And mainly because he's actually been a pretty decent antagonist. He created Fry Guy, he created Clogrip. I'm sorry if I stutter my words. And he's just been kind of constantly trying to stop you on your journey. And when you finally reach him, he's just all big and mighty, and he's sitting on a pedestal. And he's a pretty hard fight because the only way you can actually damage him is when he has his mouth open. And he opens his mouth when he's about to attack, so you have to be really, really precise in your aiming and your time window. And he changes up the attacks pretty regularly. He still has only just 1 attack, but the attack patterns changes consistently, and his position of movement changes consistently depending on how many times you hit him. But I think for the final antagonist that we fought against and has been trying to stop our progress with Birdo and Fry Guy and Clawgrip and Roboberto and Hawkmouth and all these challenges he's been throwing at us, and then we finally get to fight him and beat him and free the dream world of his tyranny. I think it's a really excellent fight. And yeah, that's it. I really wanted to kind of try to make this video and do this video as quickly as I could. Not like quickly like in rush, like quickly like in do it before you lose your motivation and your sense of urgency to get stuff done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe. It makes me know that these are actually worth doing. And yeah, hope you all have a good day. Bye.